This a Batman too. I promise you. This shit lit, cuz. This shit lit. Alright? Run that joint.
Niggas looking for the light. Me and my niggas prepared for the dog. Yeah. So we gon' get it on for the last days, nigga. You already know what it is. 140 for the rubber.
They in the building, we in the spot. We can go to war and see who make it out. Earn your stripes, dog, you with us or not. We can get it on when it's on, it don't never stop. First you get that power, gotta hold it down. Watch your step, boy, you on holy ground. They in the building, we in the spot. We can go to war and see who make it out. It's a problem, tell them pop on. I die for I let my colors fly, boy. For a nigga take me, they'll drop dead. AR, clean them up like a mop pig. Say he cool, he bad, he really so tough. They like, damn, look what he did, it really go rough. Little bitch think she Kiki Palmer, silly hoe. She know I'm that bull, but I ain't from Philly though. From the city where they sing about that ribbon like petty poops. Know them niggas plotting, gotta deal with me. Can't catch me slipping, got to steal with me. Just left Alabama, bought a chopper from some hillbilly move. He made my feel the blade. Leave them all bruised, come through like a plague. Rebel off the leash like a dog out the cage. Call me Johnny Blaze on One West Main. Watch your step get stretched like a limousine. So my brother bring that blade back wet, that's my enemy. A little nigga, this that cold, need to talk. Niggas know I got blood in my cup, I just sip it like it's grenadine. They in the building, we in the spot. We can go to war and see who make it out. Earn your stripes, dog, you with us or not. We can get it on when it's on, it don't never stop. First you get that power, gotta hold it down. Watch your step, boy, you on holy ground. They in the building, we in the spot. We can go to war, let's see who make it out. Tell them niggas good night, here come the bitch. Look, told them niggas get right or get left. UPK, bad man, I pin to your flesh. Hellboy, rip the soul out of dead man. Shit, got the rate, the power, I been a showstopper. Yeah, they might hate, but I know they gon' watch. Zone on lock, and you know the flow prop. Iced out, got the drip out of David Jones lock. Know I got the plan, they say that you the man. No shit, Sherlock, I'm the one you heard about. Burn down the building, let them all watch. Throw that One West up, then I swerve. Sick with this shit, I do not need a detox. He don't watch a step, blow him out them Reeboks. We taking over, I'm sending the word out. Can't see me, little nigga, I put you in a bird box. Look, it's One West practical, gladiator, maximum. Creep on them slow, but they Glock fire rapido. All I want is more power, more straps to blow. Ain't got excuse for no car, he gon' have to go. They in the building, we in the spot. We can go to war and see who make it out. Earn your stripes, dog, you with us or not. We can get it on when it's on, it don't never stop. First you get that power, gotta hold it down. Watch your step, boy, you on holy ground. They in the building, we in the spot. We can go to war and see who make it out.
Send my bro a kite quick. Times of war, we ain't forget about you. Keep your light lit. Rappers can't see, most of them scared to witness. Go on, close your eyes, there's one right here for the trenches. Bad bitches, natural hair or extensions. Hood niggas that'll probably grip like some dentures. Brothers on them fences, 23 and 1 out. Praying that that commissary hit before it run out. Bitches on the gram, dog filter with their tongue out. Couldn't stay home because they found the dugout. Closed casket, burner in the low jacket. My co-captain, riding on these whole rappers, my hoes fabulous. Now I don't mean that derogatory. Tory. But I'm a player and there's no more women riding for me. I avoided Maury, I got 2 jets. If I can't make it through for them, then I'm useless. Sit down that roof, Chris, with a couple bosses. After the war, just to count our losses. It's not many. You see a smile on my face, but I'm not friendly. Gun on my waist, sipping white Henny. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart grip, my bow tie. Waiting on the squab in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart grip, my bow tie. Living in the squab in my whole life. My whole life. It's so melodic. When I be dropping this ebonics, this ghetto phonics, it got me on the level supersonic. My bomb atomic, and you know where you can find me. Somewhere probably folding this paper origami. My name is pure as the Sani, my wave is like a tsunami. I went from 0 to 100, feeling like Ricky Bobby. I made a deal with the Reaper. Got a couple wives, they some keepers. Talk a lot of shit, but you can't walk a mile in my sneakers. Bitches go to Miami, come home with change features. Now she got a BBL, her ass fatter. Trying to show up all them niggas that laughed at her. Now when they see her, they only wanna fuck her. They just wanna touch her, they don't wanna cuff her. They just wanna come and kick it with her like a punter. Turned her to a runner, now it's all aboard the train. Fenty on her face, but it's not concealing the pain, it's a shame. So I'm in the hood like some rap snacks. I know niggas kill you and your mama for a scat pack. Dark tint, matte black, they do it for half that. Had you like 90s Missy in a fucking trash bag. I'm from Philly, we don't do bank accounts, just cash app. I spit a verse and I just watch the time slow. This that God flow, this that shit that rappers die for. This that uncut Taha Wall straight from Pablo Escobar. I be at the bar like Moscato. They think it's effort, but no, this that block work. Make the countermeasures, take pleasures, making an op hurt. Lighters in the sky, cause every verse is a concert. My mind work at speed y'all can't fathom. Listen to the words of a champion. And Ken, the streets need another anthem. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart grip, my bow tie. Waiting on the squab in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart grip, my bow tie. Living in the squab in my whole life. My whole life. Okay. Homie, I've been...
There's a king that's coming back to save our people. Now, we should be preparing ourselves for the return of our king, not stuck up in these denominations and religions that's destroying our people and destroying our nation.
So when we are in this kingdom and a brother or a sister is doing wickedly in this kingdom, we must tell them, look, the world is expecting you to stay docile, to stay stupid.
That's what Christianity teaches our people. Teaches our people to hate one another and love the oppressor. Like, we'll never forgive one another for anything that another brother or sister do to us, but we'll forgive the oppressor in a heartbeat. There's something wrong with that, man.
Imagine living your life as a whole Christian your whole life, and life's good because you're a Christian and Jesus is white and everything's going great, and there's a landslide and the earth opens up and you go downstairs and you walk through this place and you see a black Jesus, man. Why is Jesus Christ black with an afro in the catacombs, man? This predates the Renaissance period.
So when you read the book of Genesis, the trees in the garden with other nations, a leaf, what does a leaf do to a tree? Cover the tree. So Adam took the covering of another nation. What's the covering of another nation? Their culture. So when the Most High saw him and said, yo, Adam, where are you, man? Why are you? Don't mean I can't find you. He means like, who is this nigga, man? Like, where are you, man? I don't know you.
Okay. So the Ba al Banya Yasha'ala wa Amarath Alham wa Idea Yahau. The Ba means speak. Al, when it's joined with something, so Al Banya means what? Unto, right? Excellent. So al when it's joined with something means unto. Banya means children. Yasha'ala is Israel. So unto the children of Israel.
Like if it's one thing a hoe gonna do, a hoe gonna hold. But you ain't. She can't hold if there's nobody to hold with. And the thing she said at the end, where she said, I went back and I lied to him, and he still wouldn't do it. And then she threw up her hands and she said, well, he'll just be a brother. That's what they fucking need.
That's
Brothers.
right.
If we have more brothers, hoes like her wouldn't have no outlet.
There's a man in the land of Oz, his name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright.
There you go, the man called Job. I think Job is what, like, afflicted. And that man was perfect and upright, meaning what? You can be perfect, man. Job was a man like everybody else, man. Job wasn't no angel, he didn't come from the heavens, and that man was perfect, meaning what? You can be perfect in the Bible. Being perfect is in the Bible.
Had fringes on my coattail way before Jimmy. Funny how the general ain't even see a penny. Better show respect, get smoked like a chimney. Keep my name out your mouth, don't even think it. Send a real Smith that y'all know Jada Pinkett. Both ball heads, my grain above 50. Lost my man to the game, that pain that stuck with me. Had to find a cheat code to the street though, cause them niggas getting foul, shoot you like a free throw. Keep spitting acid like a Mino, and the nigga be the nicest with a mean flow.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're
Most sign Christ, most sign Christ. It's like it. So I was just gonna hold on. I'm trying to put you in the. There you go. Do you want to I was gonna hold the class down to get things started till Cap gets here. You wanna hold it
Go
down?
ahead. Just do that. Yeah.
Okay. All right, no sweat. No sweat. All right. Okay. Hey, Shalom Israel with the ISUPK side of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, on the commanding Johnny Yohana. You know what I'm saying? Since 1969, we've been teaching the truth about the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, that we are the biblical Israelites. All right? We are the nation of people that the Most High chose to be his. We don't belong to the white man. I know he enslaved us and he owned us as property, but we don't belong to him. He is not our master. We have a father. We have a master already. You know what I'm saying? And that's who we come to teach our people to turn back to. You know what I'm saying? Our original master, not the slave master. A slave master don't give a damn about you. You know what I'm saying? He's never going to love you. No matter how much you try and kiss his backside, he's never ever going to love you or have any mercy or any compassion upon you. But you have a master. You have a father in heaven that does love you, that does have mercy upon you, and that wants to see you being the ruling nation on the face of this earth. All you have to do is serve him. You know what I'm saying? All you have to do is serve him. And this is the class where you learn the Bible. This is the scripture breakdown class where you learn how to properly serve your Father in heaven, how to properly serve your actual master, how to get any scriptures you don't understand or you might be confused, get them broken down. Of course, if anybody has any questions, they'll just let me know and we'll answer all questions here tonight. All right. If you have any questions in the class, you know what I'm saying, just place the like or raise your hand. You know what I'm saying? If it's something I can answer quickly, I'll do so. Alternatively, I'll just, we'll wait till the captain gets here. He'll give a real thorough breakdown, you know what I'm saying, which is far greater than I could ever do. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody has any quick questions or any light questions or any questions in general, you know what I'm saying, I can either answer it or we'll wait till the captain gets here and we'll go through it, for a real thorough breakdown. Anybody in the comments or anybody online, you'll let me know.
I've got a question on Job 30, but you know what I'm saying, I can read to the captain. Can.
All right, no sweat. For the time being, somebody get me Romans chapter 6 and verse. Let me get 6 and verse. Let me see. Let's see what I want to think. This is a scripture on what you need to do. So once you find the truth, once you find the ISUPK and the commanding Johnny Yohana and learn who you are, that Christ is your king and not the white man, not Caesar Borgia. Once you learn that your father is the true living God, the true living God on this earth, what it is that we need to do. You know what I'm saying? Let me get from verse bada bada bing. From verse 12.
Go on,
Go ahead and read.
Romans chapter 6, verse 12. Let
Mhm.
not sin therefore reign in your mortal body.
Once you know who you are, once you know these law, statutes, and commandments, which we will teach you every day, we'll teach you every single day until it's in your inward parts. You know what I'm saying? Until the day comes where we don't have to teach you no more. You know it. We'll teach you the law. But let not sin therefore reign in your mortal body. What does it mean for sin to reign in your body? You can tell me.
Salaki, if I may.
Go ahead.
Is it basically saying to let sin, you doing bare sins and you're letting it reign, you just sinning and sinning, you let the sin in your inside you just go wild, basically, kind of thing.
Yeah. Anybody else have an answer?
If I may, sir.
Go ahead, Ara.
I think it means for you to not let the sin reign over you.
Mm-hmm.
So, and like to make you take certain decisions, make you go certain ways and things like that. Like
Absolutely
sin
right.
should not be the one making you taking those roads of those decisions.
Right. That's right. It says, let not sin therefore reign in your mortal body, meaning sin is ruling over you. You can't let sin rule over you, like as Ira said, where it's every decision you make is based on your lust. It's like you was gonna say.
Oh, can you hear me? Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can. So I wanted to say, rule, like control you. Let not sin control, you know, your you know what you do. You know what I mean? Not sin control your body or your thoughts, your mind. And your actions.
Yeah. To let sin reign in your body would to let sin control you. Like you know it's wrong to sleep with a whore, but if you let sin reign in your body, your rod wants to sleep with that whore. It wants to sleep. It just wants to get it off. Let not sin reign in your mortal body, that you're going to sin against the Most High for whatever fleshly desire you see. You know what I'm saying? Unlike a Christian. Unlike a Christian, which lets sin reign over his body every day. He gets hungry. Even Muslims in Islam, what if you're hungry, like if you're starving, you can eat pork. Well, he's letting his hunger rule over his body. Now, of course, you know, an Arab cannot sin, but if you was a black man and you believed in Islam and you're so-called starving to death, then according to Islam, you can eat that pork. You can eat unlawful foods. That is letting sin reign in your mortal body. The Father we serve, he would rather you die. He would rather you die of starvation than eat pork. That's how serious your Father is. You're going to have to, you know, if no matter what your rod is telling you, think with your mind. Matter of fact, don't think with your mind. Think with your spirit. That's what that's what Paul is trying to teach you. That's what the Most High requires of you. You know what I'm saying? You can't let sin rule over your body. That you should what? Let's read on.
That ye should obey it in the lust thereof.
If you let sin reign in your body, if you let sin rule over you, then you're going to obey it in whatever lust your body tells you to do. You're going to sleep with that whore. You're going to eat that pork. You're going to smoke that weed. You're going to steal from that brother when he's not looking. You're going to do whatever it is that your body is telling you to do, that your mind is telling you to do. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
And come on, verse 13. Neither yield ye your members as instruments of unrighteousness unto sin.
It says, neither yield your members, which what is your members? Your members is your hands and your feet, your arms. Those are your members. Matter of fact, your rod is a member. Don't yield your members as instruments of unrighteousness unto sin. The Most High didn't give you these hands so you could steal. It didn't give you those feet so you could run around selling drugs everywhere. It didn't give you your rod so you could stick it in every hole you wanted to. That's not what he gave you those things for. He says, don't yield your members as instruments of unrighteousness unto sin. But do what?
But yield yourselves unto God.
But yield yourself unto God. Meaning anything you choose to do, let it be under the Most High. Let it be under what he allows. Don't do something that is against the Most High. Yield yourself unto the Most High. You done?
As those that are alive from the dead,
Mm-hmm.
and your members as instruments of righteousness unto God.
So yield yourself as those that are alive from the dead. What does that mean? As those that are alive from the dead. Because what can a dead man do?
Nothing.
Mm.
So
I like it.
Go ahead, Tazapa.
Go ahead, Ira.
All right, go ahead, Ira.
Could it be that when you get baptized, your old self is dead, right? Can it be talking about that?
Well, what do you mean by baptism?
That when you hear the word of the Lord and you repent and you become a new man, your old self is dead.
That is correct. To be alive from the dead, meaning you're raised from a spiritually dead state. You used to, do all these things that you were spiritually dead. When you break the law, you were spiritually dead.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You were dead while you're alive. You're a dead man walking. Those things lead unto death. Right. They only cause death and destruction. That's it. You're killing yourself. You're killing everybody around you and influencing them to sin. And you're killing your nation. When you sin, you're killing your whole nation. Because you're influencing others to sin. You're hurting other people with your sin. Selling drugs and destroying families. Selling drugs, and now somebody's uncle, they can't see their uncle no more because they're too busy doing whatever they had to do to get the next hit. They can't see their mother no more because they're strung out on drugs on a park bench. That's what it means. All right, to be as you're alive from the dead, you are now alive. You're now out of that state you used to be in, and you have actual life. You're living in accordance to the law, statutes, and commandments. That is actual life. Anything outside of that Christian church is full of dead people. It's full of dry bones. Like those people are those people are dead to the point. I mean, they barely even bones. Those are ashes right there. Niggas is cremated without how spiritually dead they are. Right. All right, let's read on.
Go on, verse 14. For sin shall not have dominion over you. For ye are not.
Go ahead. It's like it.
For ye are not under the law, but under grace.
It says, for sin shall not have dominion over you. All right, now everyone understands that. What does that mean? Sin shall not have dominion over you.
Yeah, so so yeah, sin, you can rule over sin. You don't have to sin. You got the power over the sin. You got the power whether to sleep with them both. You got the power. The power's in your hands or within you. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to smoke weed. You can overcome that addiction and so on and so forth. Like Cain didn't have to kill Abel. The Lord said to Cain, sin lies at the door. Right, but his desires for you, but you shall rule over it. You can rule over it. But Cain went and took the sin route. You know what I mean?
Absolutely right. Where it says, for sin shall not have dominion over you. That's exactly what we read earlier. Where it says, let not sin reign in your body. Don't let sin control you. For sin shall not have dominion or rulership, or sin shall not reign over you. All right. For we are not under the law, but under grace. Now that is the part that is every Christian just absolutely liberated to go and, smoke all the weed they want and just lie and steal and sell drugs and do all the filthy things they want, because they say, well, we're not under the law, we're under grace. Well, you can break down what that means. If it's just saying don't yield your members as instruments of unrighteousness, it's telling you not to sin. What does it mean when it says, for ye are not under the law, but under grace?
Salakia for me, sir.
Go ahead.
Just a real quick point. And the funny part of it is that they just ignore the previous words.
Right.
They didn't even, not even the previous verses, but the previous words.
Right.
That you just come there and then just throw the whole rest of the thing away.
Right.
But to answer you, under grace means that we now have a period of time to make right what we did wrong. So we have a time to adjust our wrongdoings and abide by the law this time right.
We have the chance to correct our wrongdoings. I wouldn't even say
That's
just.
right.
We have the chance to correct our wrongdoings. And what does the other part mean, where it says, for ye are not under the law? Because every Christian, they understand grace too well. They don't really understand it, but they believe in some grace. They believe in grace. I don't know who the hell grace. Listen, I don't know who Grace is, but they love that woman. They love Grace like nobody's business. They are in love with Grace every day. They grasp the concept of grace.
Right.
What does it mean where it says, for ye are not under the law?
So Salakia, they love grace like how the Rastas love marijuana. Mary
Jane.
The
Rastaman in love with Mary Jane. Christians is in love with grace. Absolutely right. But what does it mean where it says, for ye are not under the law?
Salakia, under the law, being under the law is talking about the law of Moses. So we're not under the law of animal sacrifice. We no longer take an animal and sacrifice it for the atonement of our sins. We're no longer under the law of Moses, where if you commit sexual deviancy of any kind, LGBT, you would get stoned to death. Right? We're not under that law. We're not under that law no more, or at least for now. Right? We're under grace now, meaning because we fell off as a whole nation. Now we've got to come back together again and build that nation back up again. So yeah, the sacrifice and the law.
Okay, so you said we're not under the law of sacrifice, and we're not under the law. So sacrifices we don't need to sacrifice. But then you said we're not under the animal. Then you said we're not under the law of, like, if you sleep with another man's wife, you get stoned. Does that mean you can now sleep with another man's wife, or what does that mean?
No. So obviously when you do that, the penalty for that is death. So because we're not under, there's no one to put anyone to death, because everyone's sinning right now. All the Israel, apart from the UPK now, this is where we're coming back. This is the whole part of the bit that I just brought down, the grace. This is our grace now. This is us coming back to the laws. So the time when we was on the law was under the law of Moses, which if you did that, you'd be automatically put to death. But now, now you're not automatically put to death, because the judges ain't in the whole nation ain't in, how can I put it? But yeah, we're under that grace because we've all have sinned, so we're all under that grace, so we can get back right. That's the point.
But there's like a part that, okay, to what you can tell me what is the. Go ahead, Ira.
If I can reword the words of the other one, what the other one mean is that we not longer like under the punishments of the Lord. So we're not being enforced to do the law.
Right. We're not under the punishments of the law. Like when it says not under the law, what is the law? The law is not, like an individual law. Like it's not talking about a specific law. The law is if you do this, you're going to be put to death. If you do this punishment. We're not under the law currently. If we was under the law, then we would be put to death the moment we celebrate a birthday. We would have been put to death the moment we put a Christmas tree in our house. We would have been stoned and we've been put to death. We are not under the law, but under grace, meaning at the moment, we as a nation, we don't receive the punishments of the law. We don't receive of the punishments of the law. All right. So like with that, I'm gonna pass the class over to priest and captain of 10,000 Karathia. You know what I'm saying? Let's give that one a hand. Most High in Christ.
Most High in Christ. Okay, what was you going over?
I was just going over where it says, for ye are not under the Lord, but under grace, and what that means, sir.
Yeah, man. For all the Christians that think that we can do what we want, eat what we want, smoke weed, eat pork, to be under grace means grace means mercy. Grace is something that you get that you don't deserve. We're under grace, meaning what? We made a mess. We made mistakes, and now we're under the mercy of God. To be honest, none of us deserve a second chance.
Right.
The Bible clearly says, if a man serves another God, he should be unalived.
Right.
We all deserve that, man. None of us deserve that. Right about now, we are under the grace of the Most High, man. For instance, you can't unalive people, sell drugs, and then tell the judge, judge, I did unalive him, but I'm changed now. He said, I don't give a damn. Go to jail. you think you can tell a judge, I did have all those speaking tickets, but I'm a safe driver now. I would never speak now. He said, I don't care. Go to jail, man. And likewise, you can't tell the Lord that, listen, well, that was me back then. Unless the Lord gives you some mercy, man. Unless a man got to pay them fines for you. Unless a man got to go to jail for you. And that man is Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ paid that parking fine for you, man. Just like how if you got a parking fine, you got to pay it. Someone can pay it on your behalf, but Christ made that payment for you. Christ said, don't lock him up, lock up me. And therefore, you get grace, you get mercy. You should die, man, according to that. Who was reading?
I was reading.
Habani, go.
Go ahead.
Come Romans chapter 6, verse 15. What then? Shall we sin because we are not under the law?
Right, now what does sin mean? The Bible goes, shall we sin because we're not under the law? What does it mean to be under the law? Under the law means to be under the punishment of the law, man. Like you're under arrest. So you're saying, should we sin? We got grace now, we got mercy. So that means, should we sin? Because we got mercy. First and foremost, let's find out what sin is. Give me 1 John, I think it's 3 and 4.
Come on, sir. Book of 1 John, chapter 3 and verse 4. Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law.
So if any man commits sin, he also breaks the law. We're gonna find out why. If you commit sin, you break the law. We're gonna find out why. Read.
For sin is the transgression of the law.
And the reason why, if you break the law, you sin, is because breaking the law is sin. That is a biblical definition of sin. Sin is not swearing. Sin is not going to the gambling shop. Sin is not having sex with a woman before you put a ring on their finger because you love her and you get on. That is not sin, man. Sin is not getting angry. Sin is not shouting and raising your voice. Sin isn't when a man is a man. The Christian church say, "Oh my God, you bought a scratch card. That's a sin." You know that's the one. If you buy a scratch card, you buy a scratch card. Huh?
I know gambling. I know they say gambling's a sin, but I didn't know just buying a scratch card.
Scratch card's gambling. You gamble with your £1 to make £10, man. Whatever the case may be. Lottery, that's another form of gambling. Sin. All them things are nowhere in the Bible. Now, guess what is in the Bible? Not going to the Passover, that's a sin. Eating pork, that's a sin. Getting tattoos, that's a sin. Walking around naked, that is a sin. Being a whore, that is a sin. Aborting your baby. All those things are sins, man. Read that one more time again.
But I was saying, slack it on. The so-called Christians buy scratch cards and go and do all of that.
Well, they shouldn't do. Buying scratch cards is gambling. Going to the books is gambling. Going to casinos is gambling. Lottery is gambling. When you take money to make more money, that is gambling.
You took your £1, you buy a scratch card. Didn't win. You buy the next one. Didn't win. That's gambling. There's no different. There's no different from going to a gambling shop, putting 10 down. Didn't win. Put another 10 down. It's exactly the same. Scratch cards are gambling.
You remember the pool? Remember the pool? Not the game. The pool, not the game, but it's a gambling thing. Ticket where you mark off numbers and all that. That was back in the days.
Listen, man, I want a little £10 here and there scratch card. You get me? It's nothing, man. It's not a sin according to God. Sin is breaking the laws of God. So Christians tell me, well, you're sinning. Well, no, hold on. This one I don't get. Christians are the first ones to talk about who's sinning, about who's a sinner. But then the laws are done away with. It says no laws. Sin. In order to be a sinner, you got to break the law. How can there be such thing as sin? Paul says, "What shall we sin? Because we're under grace." But it's possible to sin. It says no law. It says no law. And it's impossible to sin. So what will Paul be talking about here, man? The Bible in the New Testament says what? In the New Testament, Christians love the scripture. It says what? The wages of sin is death. But how can anyone get the wages of sin? It's the laws done away with. I'm reading in the New Testament where sin is breaking the law, and it says no law, then no man can sin, man. And it's crazy because Christians talk about sin, and they're the biggest sinners, man. So lucky.
That's right.
Biggest sinners, man. They eat pork, sin. Christmas, sin. Birthday, sin. Shave your beard, sin. Divorce. A woman will divorce. The pastor allows a woman to divorce a man, and a man to divorce a woman, sin. They allow two men to marry, sin. They're the biggest sinners, man. So lucky. I can't think of nobody else. Like, they look down on people with baggy jeans and beards and look at them sinners, man. When really they should look in the mirror, the biggest sinners are them. They are the biggest sinners. Nowhere in the Bible does it say a man can't be a man. Nowhere in the Bible does it say a man can't be masculine. In fact, the Most High demands every man to be masculine. Nowhere in the Bible does it say a man can't braid his hair. They go look at with his long hair. Oh, he's sinning. Meanwhile, they're on their 10th marriage, man. Meanwhile, they got a smooth face and a bald head, man. Meanwhile, they're gonna have Christmas service in the church, Halloween sermon in the church, eat crab, pork, shrimp, and lobster, man, in the church, man. Biggest sinners known to man.
Like if I could say,
go on.
Just real quick, I just wanted to say, like, it's funny how a Christian will just create something random and say it's a sin, even though it's not in the Bible. But even that they say is a sin, they break it anyway. Like they say it's a sin to what? It's a sin to drink. They're all alcoholics. They all drink anyway.
Sorry, carry on.
That's all I had to say. Sis. Like,
no, you're absolutely right. Like Christians, they want to mad me out, but I'm not having it, man. Drive me crazy.
Right.
You know, Christian women here will say, I'm covering up my body because I'm a Christian. But then go on holiday and put the bikini.
Right.
God can't. So God don't see. God can't go to Dubai. God can't. Hold on. God sees you in England. When it's Dubai, it's fine. They're crazy, man. Christians, I can't, man. Christians will mad you, man. Christianity is a place where you can outright Google stuff now. You can Google the origins of Christmas, Google the origins of Easter. What the bunnies have to do with Easter, man? Christians don't care. Now it's not about that, man. I read a book, man, and the church forefathers said blah blah blah. Listen, any book telling you it's okay to celebrate Easter, and common sense shows you. Common sense show you. Hold on, what the bunnies got to do with Christ? What the eggs Christ? And you can clearly see it, man, in any common history, and you still celebrate it. Boy, listen, Christianity must be for you. Your eyes are dark. You shouldn't be here. Christianity is your happy life, and you should be a Christian. You get me? So, are we post on all channels today?
Yeah, we on the France, Trinidad, Jamaica, Grenada.
Most time Christ. Okay, Thursday we do it. All right, cool. Go back to where you were in to where you were. So like I can't remember what scripture was in.
Come on, sir. What then? Shall we sin because we are not under the law but under grace?
Right. So we know it goes. Shall we sin because we're not under the law? But we know breaking the law is sin. So it can't be what you think. It can't be when it says law. It can't be what you think it is. A Christian would say, "See, we're not under the law, but you can't sin if there is no law. It's impossible." What it means is, shall we sin because nobody's going to kill us? Meaning what? Me right now can smoke weed right now because no priest is going to kick open my door and lock me up. I could have sex with a whore right now because no priest will kick open my door and lock me up. I could have sex with a man's wife because no priest can lock me up. I'm not under the law. Why don't we do them things? Because we serve God.
That's right.
We do it because it's the right thing to do.
Right.
Read that again, Baba Kashar.
Quran Khan, what then? Shall we sin because we are not under the law but under grace?
Say, shall we sin because nobody will kill us? Nobody will give us a fine. Nobody will put us to death. Come on.
God forbid.
God forbid me. No. Don't, man. The Bible also says what? Frustrate not the grace. Someone get me that, man. Frustrate not the grace. Listen, the Lord got mercy. But there's only so much he can take, man. Imagine, this is the best analogy. Imagine you got a fine and they're adding interest to that fine. You can't pay it. And then one day they call you. This happens. Tell me if this happens in the Netherlands, because it happens in England. They'll sit you down one day on the phone and they say, right, Mr. Thompson, how much payments can you make a month? Can we arrange a payment plan for you so you can catch up with your debt? That's them giving you grace and mercy, man. But does that mean that you don't have to pay? Of course you do. You have to. But they're giving you grace and give you a time, and they'll freeze the debt for you, man, and give it in small amounts that you can pay in. That's them giving you grace, but you're not free from it. Likewise, black man, you got grace on this law. You got grace. You live in England right now where the sin everywhere, and you might make mistakes or whatnot, but you're not free from carrying this burden. And this burden is that what every black, Hispanic, and Indian man must keep the law, man. Come on.
That's right.
Answer. It happens over here too.
Come again?
Over there.
I say it happens over here too.
Yeah, man. Absolutely saying. That's them giving you grace. That's them giving you mercy. Something that you don't deserve. You made them payments. You messed up things. You don't deserve it, but they're giving you grace, man. Giving you mercy, and they even call it a grace period, man. Come on.
Yeah, it's like, so you wanted the scripture about frustrating grace. It's in Galatians 2 and verse 21, sir.
Someone get that Bible chart quick.
Come on.
I don't want the same brother reading as well. I want come on, man. Separate the reading, man. Share it.
Galatians 2 and 21.
Galatians 2.
I got it.
Whoever got it first, go.
Book of Galatians, chapter 2, verse 21. I do not frustrate the grace of God.
There you go, man. Right about now, we're under mercy. The Lord knows we live in England and we got a oppressor on our neck, man. And he knows that, brothers make mistakes with black, but you better get up.
Right.
Don't keep making the same mistakes, but I'll get it right one day. You better get up, man.
That's right.
That car crash shit you're about to have might be your last day. That cancer might be your last day. That stray bullet might be your last day. Don't frustrate the grace of God. We got mercy from God. Do not frustrate it. Don't push it, man. It's a Lord spared your life. You say, whoa, I ain't doing that again. It's a Lord spared your life, black man. You say, yo, I deserve death, man. You better cherish that, man, and make the best out of it. If you got breath in your lungs right now, be grateful and use that breath in your lungs to be a righteous man. Do not frustrate the Lord's grace, because the Lord will put you to death, man. And the Bible says what? That what the Lord, when he's doing his unaliving, he's going to start at the house of the Lord first. What's the house of the Lord? Us. The ISUPK, man. If you're out there frustrating the grace of God, we're going first, man.
Right.
Yeah, go back to where you were, Habaniga, please.
Quran, verse 16. Know ye not that to whom ye yield yourselves servants to obey, his servants ye are to whom ye obey.
Read it one more time, please.
Quran, know ye not that to whom ye yield yourselves servants to obey.
Right, so who you give yourself over to obey. So if I say, I'm the servant of Christ, that's the man I obey. That's the man I answer to. And if you give yourself over to weed, you give yourself over to whores, then whores are your master, man.
Right.
If I listen to Commander Johanna, that's whose servant I am. If I listen to Christ, that's whose servant I am. And if you give yourself over to whores, if a whore calls you and you're out the door, if weed's calling your name and crap's calling your name and cigarettes are calling your name, you're the servant to that, man. I get up out of bed when this phone rings, man. I answer the phone at nighttime when brothers call my phone, counseling and taking orders, because this is what I do. This is who I obey. This is what I gave my life over to. And black man, if you can't put down cigarettes, the cigarette is your master. You can't put down whores and the pornography and the crack cocaine and your woman whoring, then that's who you obey. That's your master. Come on.
Quran, His servants ye are to whom ye obey.
There you go. You are servant to who you obey. Whoever you obey, you serve that person. And a lot of brothers sadly serve sin, man. A lot of brothers, a lot of sisters sadly serve Owen, man. Serve Cardi B and serve City Girls, man. They could put on a long dress, but I won't look as sexy, man. That's who you serve. You serve them whores. Come on.
Whether of sin unto death, or of obedience unto righteousness.
There you go. They serve sin unto death, sin to the die, man. You serve smoking cigarettes, you're gonna get cancer. You serve having sex with whores, you're gonna get AIDS. You serve eating pork, you're gonna get blood pressure and gout and all them type of things there, man. You get me? Any more?
That's verse 16. You want me to go?
No, sir. We got any questions online?
It's kind of, sir. We got a question from Arikai Elijah. She says, Salaki, sir, regarding Proverbs 24 and verse 9, is the thought of foolishness is sin as literal as it sounds? And I got that verse, sir.
Yeah, read that, Bakasha. The thought of sin.
Come on. Proverbs 24 and verse 9. The thought of foolishness is sin, and the scorner is an abomination to men.
What's the question again?
She says, is the thought of, where it says the thought of foolishness is sin, is that as literal as it sounds?
Yeah, the thought of foolishness is sin. Like, sin is foolish. Like, for instance, a man smoking is foolish because smoking kills you. Smoking kills you. Everyone knows the objective of life. It's called life for a reason. The objective of life is to live. So anybody trying to kill himself is foolish. Any man trying to have sex with whores is foolish. Why? Because if you're having sex with whores, you're basically what's it called?
Putting your life at risk.
Right.
What's it called when you kill yourself again? You're committing
suicide.
You're committing suicide. Just a slow way of killing yourself. You're gonna mess with the wrong whore and get AIDS. You know what I mean? All those things are suicide. Drinking, getting drunk, you're killing yourself. Drinking, getting drunk, wanting to drive, you're killing yourself. All those things. Sin is the thought of foolishness. It's stupid. Keeping the laws, statute, and commandments, that's wisdom. Everything about the law is wise. It makes your marriage strong, your house strong, your friendship strong, your brotherhood strong. That's wise. And anything opposite is foolish. So all the thoughts you get in your mind about sinning, that is foolishness, yeah? So it is as simple as it is. Read that again, Bob Kushar.
Khan, sir. The thought of foolishness is sin, and the scorner is an abomination to men.
Okay, so I think I know what you mean now. When you mean the thought of, like, do you mean if you think of something foolish, you're sinning already? If that's what you mean, the answer is no.
That's what was asking.
No. The answer is no. As flesh and blood, we get crazy thoughts in our mind and we fight them. If thinking of something was foolishness, then Christ would have sinned, because Satan came to Christ in his mind, trying to tempt him. Christ shook it off and said, "Get behind me, Satan." No, the thought of sin isn't sin. You know, your flesh and Satan will come to you and go, "Yo, go smoke that blunt, man." The Bible talks about temptation. And what's temptation? In your mind. You can't get tempted. The Bible says to fight temptation. Now, if being tempted was already a sin, then you sin already. The sin is the action of doing it. Sin is the action of, yo, I could do some a cigarette right now, you know. But you go, no, I'm not doing that, man. Or yo, I could do with you know, whatever sin may be, I could do with, you know, cheating on my husband, but no, I'm not gonna do it. The thought of it isn't what is a sin, it's the doing, that's a sin.
Right.
You're just talking about the thought of sin is foolishness, meaning what? The think of doing sin. So read that again, so like getting some time.
The thought of foolishness is sin.
The thought of foolishness is sin, meaning what? Sins, meaning what? Sins are foolishness. That's what it means. Say that sins are foolish. The thought of sin is foolishness, meaning what? Thinking of doing something that's wrong, foolish. Thinking of smoking weed is foolish. You end up killing yourself. You know, thinking of wanting to eat pork, that's foolish. But not the fact that you thought of it is a sin. It's talking about, you know, someone wanting to do it. It's silly, it's nonsense. You know, it's only going to kill you. It's not going to make you a better person. You know, eating pork is foolish. Doing it, thinking about it, and, you know, lusting about it is foolish. The same with, you know, any other sin, to be honest. If that makes sense.
And if I could, sir.
Go on.
Yeah, like as you said, like you have a thought that the sin itself, the thought itself isn't a sin, but it's foolish, and that's why you just shake it off because you don't do it, because you know that it's foolish. You know that if it's anything that's against the Lord's statutes commandments, you know it's vain, it's profits you nothing, it's foolish.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So get me Mark 16:23, Matthew 16:23.
16.
Come on, sir. Matthew chapter 16, verse 23. But he turned and said unto Peter, get thee behind me, Satan.
Right. So this is a precept. You know what I mean? Peter, Christ's mission was to die, man. His mission was to be unalive for our sins. And Peter was like, nah, you're not going to die. Nah. I want that to happen, man. And Christ saw that this wasn't Peter talking, this was Satan talking, man. Peter trying to get in Christ's head. So Christ said, you know what, you're right, Peter. Oh, you know what? Yeah, man. Imagine, Alban, you already don't want to do something.
Right.
Someone gassing you up, you're like, yeah, you know, you're right, actually. You know, why should I die for these, man? It's not worth it, man. Christ saw where it was going. And Christ said, get behind me, Satan, man. He knew where it was going, he shook it off. That thought was going in his mind, and he shook it off, said, right, boom, gotta focus. That happens to all of us, man. That's all of us, man. You get a thought about a brother, man. You gotta shake it off, so you know I'm tripping, man. You get a thought about a sister, or you get a memory in the past, man. You gotta shake it off, man. The thought ain't your flesh and blood. The things that go through your mind is crazy. That's why in the UPK we don't follow our mind. Why? Because emotions change like the weather, man. They 1 minute you think like this. Do you know about every morning for the slave? I'm pissed off. I'm angry. I can't bear to be alive. I can't bear to be alive no more. I want to end it all, man. I give it 12 o'clock. Oh, it ain't so bad. You can't follow that, man. You gotta follow rules. We don't follow our mind. Why? Because your mind is crazy. You feel one way 1 minute, you're in love 1 minute, you're not in love no more. You love his brother, you hate his brother. We got rules. I gotta treat Albert a certain way. I gotta treat Stark on a certain way, regardless of feelings. And that's how life works, man. That's how work works on your employment.
Business.
No matter how tired you are, you must be at 12. You can't, abuse people a certain way, and that's just life, man. You gotta shake it off. You get certain thoughts in your mind, that's fine. They can come. Listen, your boss don't give a damn if you wanted to come into work today or not. You have to come.
Right.
And the Lord don't care how you felt about weed. So don't smoke that weed, man. Shake it off.
Right.
Any more questions?
Khan, sir. With another question from Sister Nakapaya. She says, Shalom Salakia, Proverbs 16 and verse 2. What does the Most High mean by he weighs the spirit? So if someone could get me Proverbs 16 and verse 2, Rabbi Kushal.
So start from Proverbs 6, yeah. 1 second.
Proverbs. Start from one, another one.
16 verse 12, did you say?
Verse 2.
I've got it. I've got it. Kind of from where do you want me to go from? Other one.
Give me verse 2. Give me verse 2.
All right, come on. Proverbs 16 and 2. All the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes.
There you go. And a man, all his ways are clean in his eyes. I've heard people say, like, they're not clean according to the Lord, they're clean to what he thinks. I've heard a man say, well, I have sex with whores and whatnot, but I'm safe. And he makes his mind's clean, nothing wrong, I'm safe, I'm responsible, I don't harm nobody. That's a man clean in his own eyes. That is a sin. I'll do that. People say, I do what I do, I sniff from time to time, but I'm clean, I work out, I don't excite the kids. In their mind, they're amazing. Listen, oppressors in England feel like they're so clean. Eat pork, crab, shrimp, I go to work and I pay my taxes and I'm a cool person, I don't bother no one. They look down on black people. These criminals, man, look at them, disgusting, and they're just as disgusting. But in their eyes, I'm not disgusting. I'm cool. I pay my taxes. I go to work on time. Okay, I eat crab, pork, crab, lobster. Okay, I go to the brothel. I'm not harming nobody. And their mind, they're amazing. They're clean in their own eyes. Come on.
All the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes, but the Lord weigheth the spirit.
What the Lord desires, to weigh the spirit means, you ever heard of the balance of justice?
or the scales of justice. I mean, the law, when you go to court, it's called a balance. The law will say, okay, I'm gonna decide. The law will say, this brother did have a rough life. He was molested. I'm gonna give him a hard time, or nah, I'm gonna give him some more time. I'm gonna give him some grace. Meaning what? A man does what he wants, and in his mind is justified, but the Lord makes the final judgment. That's what it means by the Lord weighs the spirit. The Lord sees, okay, is this brother genuinely lost? Is he wicked? Is he trying? Is he not? You know what I mean? We don't decide that. We don't say, yo, this brother's wicked, man. But we do. It's lucky. Some people are wicked, so lucky, man. But when it comes to judgment, we can see what a man's doing and say, yo, he's a sinner. We can see that it's there. But if in terms of judgment, we can't judge nobody. We can't put no one to death. The Lord waits. The Lord will say, yeah, this man's not trying. This man's horrible. He's evil. Or, you know, he knows what's right and still doing wrong, or he don't know yet. That's what it means by the Lord weighs the spirit. The Lord weighs his intentions. He knows what he's doing. If that makes sense, sis. Give me a 1 or a con if that makes sense. So men sin, but the Lord weighs the spirit. Someone get me the Madam Liberty, a picture of Madam Liberty. In the court system, we got a woman called Madam Liberty. She's blind. She got a rag around her eyes. The rag around her eyes, what symbolizes what? That she's not partial. She'll look at, oh, you're rich, you're poor. She makes just judgment. And in her hand, she got scales, man. Scales meaning what? You know, she balances justice. You know what I mean? Scales have always been a symbol of justice in history.
I'm getting up right now.
I think in one hand she got a sword to execute judgment, and the other hand she got a balance. And the white man took it from the Bible, sword, and go, you know what? That's a good analogy, man. Scales are good. Like a man, like for instance, the reason why they use scales because scales is for justice. If a man robs you, he pays back tenfold. Now the scales is balanced. An eye for an eye. A man kills one of your loved ones. In the scriptures, you kill one of his. Now it's balanced. Scales have always been seen as justice. As you can see, he has a woman who's blind, meaning what? She don't care about how you look like. She don't care if you're rich. She don't care if you're the king. She makes just judgment. Meaning what? When you go to court, she don't even see your face. She don't know your background, nothing. She makes just judgment. The sword in her hand for, you know, locking you up or giving you a punishment. And the scales also. That's what I mean by the Lord does the judgment. The Lord, he weighs the spirit up. He weighs up if, you know, how hard your punishment should be or how not harsh it should be, to give you time or to give you no time. If that makes sense, just give me a 1 or a con. So lucky, I know I can talk fast. Well, are you like staying with me? Yeah.
Come on.
Any more questions? You like him? All right, give me go on.
So lucky, I've got one in where is it? In Job 30 and 30. I want understanding of that. 30, sorry, not 30 and 30. 30 and 1, down to about 3 or 4.
Oh, you came with Job, man. You're Job. Let me see. You're long into Job. Job 30 and 1.
Okay.
Someone read that when you get it.
Okay. Job chapter 30, verse 1. But now they that are younger than I have me in derision. So that's talking about just to confirm, that's talking about the oppressor, isn't it?
That's right. The oppressor is technically older than us. He came out first.
Right.
So why is he younger than us?
So like, is it because like they lost their, you know, they came out the caves basically, younger in terms of they became primitive, and now they're coming, coming back to take over, so to speak.
No, the reason is because Esau sold his birthright. The eldest son gets the birthright. The eldest son gets the inheritance, but we got it, which makes us the eldest. He ain't got it. The eldest one gets the birthright. Technically, we should have got it, but Esau sold it, which makes us the birthright now. Makes us the eldest. What's a precept for this? A precept for this is when Ephraim and Manasseh went to their grandfather, and their grandfather adopted them, making them his sons, and he put his right hand on the youngest son. And that made that the nation of Israel was called the nation of Ephraim, not Manasseh. He made Ephraim the eldest, even though technically Ephraim was the youngest. So Esau sold his birthright, make him not the oldest no more. And them young ones, them same young people, that same nation that's younger than us, have us in division now.
Right.
I said, look at us, like, you know, they move around there. That's a terrible neighborhood, man. That's where them blacks are. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's a horrible. The bins out there, you don't want to live there. Ooh. Them blacks right there, and the child support and the benefits to live on benefits. They're horrible. They have us in division. They deport us. Talking about man, them Jamaicans, man, robbing and raping and killing. Ooh, deport them. They have us in division. They hate us now, and they're younger than us. Come on.
I was like, I didn't know, like, because he was chosen or whoever's chosen, whether you're the last born. I didn't know that put you in that like an older. I didn't know that make you the oldest. You know what I mean? In that sense.
For instance, Judah is the head tribe now. Why? Because Reuben, who is the firstborn, honorable, and is no longer the firstborn, man. You can do for instance, Jacob is Israel is the only son of Abraham, man. When technically Abraham had a child first called Isaac. No, sorry.
Jacob. Ishmael.
Isaac is the only son of Abraham.
Right.
The only one. Someone get me that. Somebody law said Abraham die for like only son Isaac. Get me that one.
Come on, sir.
Genesis chapter 22 and verse 2. And he said, take now thy son, thine only son, Isaac.
There you go. Now, Abraham had a child before Isaac. His name is Ishmael, man. Then, Genesis 25, Abraham had more sons.
Right.
More sons, but the son who the covenant is with, that's that's the one the Lord considers, man. And the Lord got a covenant with us, which makes them younger. Reuben dropped his birthright, man, which don't make him the firstborn no more. Isaac, the Lord's working with Isaac, and according to God, Isaac is Abraham's only son. You know, I have no other son, and that's why it calls them younger than us. They are younger than us. They sold their birthright. They're no longer older no more. They're no longer older. They're no longer in it. In the Bible is all about cutting people off, man. In the Bible, there's Israelites that are called Gentiles now. You can do that. You have a man who's an Israelite, but because of how he acted, is no longer an Israelite according to God. God called us Gentiles in the Bible. That can happen. So Esau was older, but because of what happened, he's younger now. He's not older. You don't have no authority. He's not looked up by God with having good esteem. He's below us now. That's your question.
Yeah, better understanding of that. Yeah.
Keep going.
So I got. I think there's more. So whose fathers I would have disdained to set with the dogs of my flock. You want
to break down with that? Or you good?
Yeah, saying he wouldn't put his dog near them. He wouldn't even have his dog.
You go. They're the disgusting one. He said, I wouldn't have their dogs lie down with my flock. Right. I wouldn't want their dogs around me, let alone them around me. They're below me. So like today, they're the ones that have sex with dogs. They're the ones that are the biggest murderers. Right. But look at black people say, you black people are murderers, man. You black people, man, all them gangs and them gang banging. Hold on, you went all over the globe, man.
Right.
Stole anyone. I'm a thief. You stole oil from under the ground. You stole oil from under people's feet, man. You stole India, stole South America, stole South Africa, put your name on it. But yeah, we're the thieves. That's what Job's saying. Job's saying the people that are disgusting to me, the people that are the biggest thieves now call me a thief. The people that are disgusting call me disgusting. Come on.
Yea, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me, in whom old age was perished.
You want to break down that as well?
I don't get that bit, yeah.
Read that again.
Yea, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me, in whom old age was perished.
One second. Read that again one more time, Salakia.
Yea, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me, in whom old age was perished.
Right, so saying, how can their might profit me? He's saying, where to might the strength of their hand profit me? That's the question. He said, how can their might of their hand profit me? You see, black people say, yeah, man. Like, you know, man, I've seen black people become Christian.
Right.
Christianity is the might of the white man. The white man went all over the globe, conquering people, burning people alive, killing people, and pushing Christianity upon them. How can the might of their hand, how can what they pushed and fought and burned people, how can that profit me? How can I now be Christian? When black people say, yeah, man, God bless America, man, it's the greatest country in the face of the earth. That's the white man's might. He fought for that. He fought for the freedoms. How is it now going to benefit us, man?
Right.
That's what, how can their might benefit us? Come on.
In whom old age was perished.
That part I'm not sure. I'll get back to that part. But the part it goes, wherefore might their strength, the strength of their hands profit me. He said, how can the strength of their hands profit me?
What?
We're talking about because black people say because with our air force,
right.
See, Britain, we're doing good in the league, you know. We're doing so we.
our queen selected.
How would it benefit us? Christianity is their man. This is the white man fought long and hard, man. With his crusade, killing, murdering, and pushing Christianity on people, and now black people want to become Christian. Thanks for that. But if you're a black man, you're a Christian. What you're saying is, thank God for all the rape, robber, murder, man. Woof. Right. If it wasn't for all that rape, robber, murder, I would have never found Jesus, man. That's what you're saying. Right. If you're a black man out there and you're a Christian, banging a tambourine on Sunday, you are a fool, man. Jesus Christ, what you know them by their fruits. Listen, if I don't know any Bible scriptures, if I don't know any breakdowns, what I do know is Christianity is not for black people, man. Why?
That's right.
That's right. That rape black people, man. Good old Christian that lynch black people and put a rope around their neck and hunger, man. That should make anybody know. And you know what black people say about Alban? Well, that was then.
Salakia, sorry for me real quick.
Go on.
The last piece of the verse that Officer Zapowan was talking about had a question mark behind it.
Go on.
No, I thought maybe that information would help you understand it better.
No, I can't remember off the top of my head. I'll get it for you though. Don't watch
that. All the vigorous. Anyway, never mind. So let's look at it. Verse 3. For want and famine, they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness. In former times, desolate and waste. For want and famine, they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness. In former time, desolate and waste.
There you go. And in times past, for want and famine, meaning what? Because they needed stuff. Want means need. Because they needed stuff, they ran into the wilderness, man. Desolate and waste. You know what I mean? Everyone knows Esau comes from the mountains, man. Mountains. A wilderness is something where it's a place where mankind can't dwell. A place is uninhabited. The Sahara Desert will be a wilderness. There's no rivers, therefore you can't live there. You feel me? The woods or somewhere where there's no lakes, no rivers, you can't live there. It's impossible. You need rain. That's where they live. They lived in a place where mankind can't dwell. You can't live in mountains, man. Where concrete is. It's impossible. To plant, how are you gonna plant in concrete, man? When it rains, concrete is waterproof, man. You're gonna get floods and so forth. Plus, in the mountains, it's cold, man. And this is how you know the oppressor is Esau, man. Don't tell me the Esau somebody else, man.
That's right.
Who likes to go mountain climbing today? It's in their blood. They love it, man. Anyone what you seen the documentary on the Himalayas or Kilimanjaro? How oppressive climb these mountains, isn't it? Imagine the oppressors climb these mountains, yeah? They go with their brethren, like 10 men, about one will survive. And they say that your brethren would die on the mountain and they keep going. Like you think that a man will say, I'm going home, I'm on a boat mission, I'm taking my brethren to the hospital, I'm going. They get frostbite and lose their fingers. As they're climbing, they'll see like see another climber there, frozen, dead, and just carry on. Come on, you just tell me this ain't black men don't do this. It's not enough spirit. We're like now staying home with the heat now. They see what they do. It's a sport to them.
So like if I could
go on.
As you said, sir, that they going home. They going back to the mountains.
Oh God, yeah.
Nostalgia. It's the nostalgia. Seriously, look it up, man. My ribby showed me. She's like, me and my ribby, like, we like to watch David Attenborough and that. She's like, you know about these mountain climbers and that? I was like, tell me. They leave their friend. They go at 10 man strong, come up with one, and they continue. To them, it's an achievement. They lose fingers as well, get frostbite, man. Their fingers get all black and so forth. They love it, man. And apparently, on top of these great mountains, when you get to the top, they put like a drone on top. All you see is bare mess, man. Rubbish and junk, everything is scattered on the mountain. They just mess up the earth, man. But that's their thing. That's what they like to do. They go to desolate places. They're like, anyway, carry on.
Oh, Salaki, was that my opinion? That was, yeah, Salaki. For want and famine, they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness in former times, desolate and waste.
Come on.
Khan, who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat.
There you go, man. When you do history on these cavemen, man, it's another thing about pull the books out, man. They was eating nits. Imagine they eat nits off their brethren. That was their food. Root. You know, in Israel, we're having lamb, the fatted lamb, bread, you know, with gravy, the sop, bitter herb. You know, we make meat offering, seasoned down, and meanwhile, these men here eating nits, man.
Right.
Nits and bugs and, you know, head with clubs, man. That was their meat, juniper roots and things that we looked at like
nettles.
Right, man. Even the Chinese man eating pig. Even the Chinese man eating, you know, rat and bear. Even the African man's eating bush meat. These men eating little worms and stuff, and you know, Neanderthal man type of living. Come on.
Right. That was it under one. That bit just from 1 to 3. I wanted really to for the.
I'm gonna get our part. The last part. I'm gonna get that part for it. I think the confusion part there is the language. The old English throw me off, but I'll get it for you. Any more?
Yeah, nah, that was it.
No, any more questions?
Oh, not for now. See if I can find the other one.
Well, if I may, sir, I wanted to add just a little thing. You know, when you're climbing those mountains, they put warning that at this altitude there is little oxygen. But yet, yeah, they still go up there.
They love it, man. They love it. They love going up to the mountains more than scuba diving. There's no air up there. The air's thin. They go up there, lose their friends, continue, and I don't know. You know, man like me, if I'm in the club at least, if I'm in the club, you know, me and buddy,
right.
Shake a little leg, get it down, a little drink. That's what you find me. Ain't catching me no mountain, man. That's not for me, man. That's not what we do. Keep nice, close to earth. And it's in their spirit, man. That's where they got the skyscrapers and all them type of things there, man. But listen, man, is what it is. Go back to where you were in the grace.
Romans 6.
Khan, please.
Romans 6. We just finished off in verse 16, verse 17. But God be thanked that ye were the servants of sin.
There you go. So back to what we're saying. Whoever you yield your members to, that's who you're serving. And to give God thanks that we were the servants of sin. Give God thanks that we used to smoke weed, we used to smoke cigarettes, we used to live whores, we used to watch pornos, we used to eat pork, crab, ship, and lobster. Thank God that we come out of that, man. Come on.
But ye have obeyed from the heart that form of doctrine which was delivered you.
And we obeyed from the heart that doctrine that was delivered unto us, the teaching that was delivered unto us. We obeyed it, man. We heard it and obeyed it, and that's how we repented. We heard that it was wrong to do the things that we were doing and changed. We heard that going to church was wrong and stopped going to church. We heard that going mosque was wrong and stopped going mosque. Stop being Muslim, stop being Hindu or Rasta. Cut our dreads off. We heard it, and that's why we changed. Come on.
Being then made free from sin, you became the servants of righteousness.
There you go. So imagine you're the servant of sin. Imagine sin's your boss, and then someone buys your contract, and now you're free from sin. You're free from that boss. That's the analogy he's making. We're free from sin, and now we serve righteousness. He gave it an analogy of a man that used to serve sin. Sin was his master. He was a servant of sin, and then righteousness bought him out, and now he serves righteousness. And that's what you got to do if you're in the ISUPK, man. Stop sinning, man. And I get it. It's not easy, man, but you got to fight, man. You got to fight and push yourself to the limits, man. That's what Hebrew Academy is for, man. You got to push and pray, man. pray and go to your brothers, man. Make that phone call. We're here in it together, man. Brothers, listen, brothers can save you, man. You can feel 1 minute, make a phone call and feel different, man. You can feel down, make a phone call and feel different. You can feel down and feel, oh man, this is gonna, I feel rough, man. And the brother can come and save your life, man. Give you the best counsel. Even put you under his roof, man. Help you out, man. That's what we're in this together to help each other, man. We're not alone in this. Come on.
Verse 19. I speak after the manner of men, because of the infirmity of your flesh.
There you go. Same thing. Paul said, infirmity is weakness. Because of the infirmity of our flesh, man. A lot of us want to serve sin. Why? Because we're weak. We don't want to put down the things that we're doing wrong. Why? Because we're weak, man. Black man, Hispanic man, Indian man, you got to be strong, man. So I'll give me Romans 11 real quick. Start with 11 on 1. No, start with give me Romans 11. Give me Salakia. Give me the wild olive tree. A Christian on TikTok telling me that the olive tree is talking about Gentiles coming into the school, man. That's not the case, man.
Verse 17. Matter of fact, read from verse 14.
You got it?
To read that.
Please, yeah.
Book of Romans, chapter 11, verse 14.
Read from verse 13, so like you, honestly.
13. Can't. Verse 13. For I speak to you, Gentiles, inasmuch as I am the apostle of the Gentiles.
So Paul said, I speak to Gentiles as much as I'm apostle of the Gentiles. So Christian will hear that and go, see, Paul's an apostle to all nations, man. Listen, if you follow the UPK, the Gentiles in context, the word Gentile just be nations, man. And what you don't understand is that what Israel was cast out into many nations and became them nations, man. It's not hard to believe. Why? Because I'm Black British today.
Right.
It's not hard to believe because why? Brothers are Puerto Rican today. Brothers are American today. And you live in China, you're Chinese today and South African today. Why? Because brothers migrate, man. But at this time, brothers was cast into other nations. Why? Because they were expelled, man. Got into slaveries, cut off. Done their fathers did sins and it was cut off. If you missed a Passover, you was cut off, man. You couldn't be around us. So where did you go live? Around the Chinese, among the Arabs. And over time, you followed the Arab customs, man. The Greek customs, you became them. And Paul saying, I'm an apostle to them brothers also, man. I want to bring them back. Come on.
Come. I magnify my office.
And Paul said, I magnify my office, meaning what? To magnify means I make it bigger. Meaning, I'm not just dealing with the brothers that know the Israelites. I'm dealing with the brothers that don't know the Israelites neither. Come on.
Come. Verse 14. If by any means I provoke to emotion them which are my flesh.
There you go. And Paul said that them same Gentiles are his flesh. Paul said he wants to provoke them Gentiles to emulation, and he called them his flesh. Emulation means to copy, man. He needs to copy. You see a brother out there, and got his pants hanging off his ass, and he's smoking weed, and you're out there teaching, and you're rolling around him. You got your beard, fringes. You're provoking him to be like you, man. Provoke him to righteousness. Paul did the exact same thing. Paul called them same Gentiles his flesh. He wants to provoke the Gentiles who are his flesh to emulation. Come on, he wants to provoke them to copy him. Come on.
And might save some of them.
And he wants to save some of them. Why? Because the Jews didn't care about Gentiles for they're cast away, man. Forget them, man. Paul said, no, man. I want to save some of them. I want to provoke them to emulation so they can be like us and save them. Come on.
Come, verse 15. For it is casting away of them be to reconciling of the world.
Right. Stop. Like this is how you know talking about Israelites, man.
Right.
Well, how are you not talking about Israelites?
So it says, for if the casting away. So it says, for if the casting away of them. So obviously they was there before, they got casted away.
Give him a hand, man. Come on, man. Show me the Bible. Gentiles was never a part of the covenant. These Gentiles was cast away. that was cast away at one point, and Paul saying the casting away of them Gentiles. Meaning at one point it was here, and now they're gone. This is how you know it's like talking about natural Gentiles, because natural Gentiles was never. Show me in the Bible the Lord said, "Yo, I had enough of the Gentiles, man. I'm casting them away. You would never find it."
Right.
But I can show you where the Lord had enough of us and cast us away, though. Someone give that. Right. First Kings. We have First Kings.
Which one's it? 8.
Oh, nice. 1 second. First Kings. Shit, it's lucky.
I think it's 8.
Nah, man, it's not the one. It's
Oh, not that one.
It's second Kings. Let me see. Second Kings 17. Yeah, Second Kings 17 to 18.
Okay, Second Kings 17. So like you. 2 Kings 17 and verse 18. Therefore the Lord was very angry with Israel and removed them out of his sight.
There you go. The Lord removed us out of his sight, meaning what? Out of his protection, out of his land, kicked us out of the land. When you read the history, the Babylonians came and took us away. That was us being cast off by God. Come on.
There was none left but the tribe of Judah only.
And there was only the tribe of Judah. And Judah stayed. And Judah became what in the New Testament? The Jews, man. The ones that weren't cast away. And the rest of them was what? The nations, man. They went to Babylon, Assyria, Greece, Rome, all over. And Judah stayed and kept the commandments and became the Jews and the scribes and the Pharisees. And they thought, yo, we're better than these, man. We've been circumcised. But Israel was scattered into all nations. Those are the ones that was cast away. And these are the ones that Paul, these are the Gentile Paul speaking about in Romans 11. Okay. Go back to where you were, Bob. In fact, hold that. Someone give me Amos 9 and 9 real quick.
Come on, sir. Amos, chapter 9, verse 9. For lo, I will command, and I will sift thee, the house of Israel, among all nations.
There you go, man. That's what Israel is, man. That's what the house of Israel is. All nations. Rules 2 kingdoms. Why? Because Solomon sinned. And the house of Israel was sifted amongst all nations. And Judah, the house of Judah, which consists of 3 tribes, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, the Lord kept them, man. That's the preserve of Israel. Right, go back to where you were, Baba Kushar.
In what? In
Romans, the one in Romans 11 somewhere, wherever you were.
Can't, I got there, I'm there. Book of Romans, chapter 11, verse 15. For if the casting away of them be the reconciling of the world, what shall the receiving of them be but life from the dead?
Right, so Paul saying, the most saying, if casting the Gentiles away was the reconciliation of the world, meaning what? Us going into slavery made all these nations rich. So how great would it be if they come back? Come on, keep going. Time say, come on.
Can't, verse 16. For if the first fruit holy, the lump is also holy.
Right.
And if the root
what's
holy.
What's Paul saying here?
If I could, sir.
Come on.
Where it says, if the first fruit be holy, so it's the first fruit, that's referring to the Jews, like the tribe of Judah, those in the land. It's like, is that correct or not?
Kind of. Keep going.
For the lump is also holy. Would that be those that was, cast up? That would be the so-called Gentiles, the Israelites that were scattered. They're also holy.
He's onto it. You're onto it. The most. Read that part again.
Can't. For if the first fruit be holy, the lump is also holy. And if the root be holy, so are the branches.
Right, so if the root is holy, then the branch should be holy. Pause it and you know that who is talking about are the same people. If I say to you, if I got a lump of dough and we're making dumplings from the dough, and I said to you, well, if the lump is poisonous, then the dumplings are going to be poisonous. So he's saying if the root is holy, then the branches are holy too. He's letting you know that the root he's talking about is Abraham. He's telling the Jews, why can't these men come back? If Abraham's holy and they're children of Abraham, then they're holy too. Why can't they come back? Why are they cut off? That's the point he's making. Abraham's the root, the forefathers are the roots. They're where it all started from. Christians will say, no, talking about Christ and we all come to Christ. That is a lie, man. That is not true, man. And you know what's crazy? When I was young in the truth, there was a Christian man, a devout Christian man. You can find it on YouTube, man. He got a video called Decoding Romans 11, and he tells you himself, he goes, listen, I'm a devout Christian. And he goes, Romans 11 is not what you think it is, man. he did something that Christians don't do. He read the Bible and he used history, and he believes all nations can be saved. And even he said, listen, it's not talking about Gentiles, man. It's talking about the scattered Israelites. He said it himself. That lump is talking about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they're holy. Why can't these brothers come back? You'll say, oh, these brothers ain't one of us. That's like that's Zappa saying, yo, you British man, you're not one of us. Like, hold on, but his grandparents are Jamaican, man. And you're Jamaican too. What's the difference? Because he's born over here. And that's the argument we're getting at. We'll prove it. Keep going.
Come, verse 17. And if some of the branches be broken off, and thou being a wild olive tree.
Right, so the branches broken off. That's the same as what? Castaway.
Right.
It became a wild olive tree. What's a wild olive tree? A tree that's not nurtured properly. You got a nice olive tree nurtured, you know what I mean? It gives a good olive. You got a rotten one. That's what the Gentiles became, man. Following other nations, other philosophies, dressing like them. They became a wild olive tree, man. Come on.
Weren't grafted in among them.
Right.
With
this
them.
Is the Bible goes, they was grafted in amongst us. Anyone know what grafting is?
When you take one apple tree of the same, say an apple tree from the same same tree, and you graft it in with it could be an apple tree or a pear. Right, let me just stick with the apple tree. If you take one apple tree from a different variety or a different thing, you can graft it in with another apple tree.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, have anyone ever heard of a skin graft?
It's got to be from your
If you burn and the skin's damaged, they'll get a skin graft, skin from here, put it on here.
Right.
Yeah, and also even a lot of people don't know about farming, so they're reading it and think they're experts. To graft, if you're grafting plants, you get a sunflower and the leaf is broken. You can get a leaf from another sunflower, tie it with string onto the sunflower, leave it. One day, take the string off, and that leaf from the sunflower will be grafted into the other sunflower. You cannot do it. You cannot do it with another plant. It has to be the same plant. You cannot graft in another plant. You can't graft in an apple leaf. You can't graft in apple leaf on a banana tree. It won't work. The people being grafted in right now is the same people. Paul's giving an analogy to people that back then knew about farming. You don't know. You today don't know about farming. You want to shut up and listen, man. You don't know about farming. Paul was giving this analogy to people that knew about farming. You can't do it to two different kinds, two different species. It's talking about the same people. The same people that became wild and broken up are grafted back into the covenant, man. Read that, Baba Kashar.
And with them partakers of the root and fatness of the olive tree.
Yeah, and now they can come back with us, man, and partake. They don't have to be Gentiles no more. They can come back and be Jews, man, and get the promises that the Most High promised to us, man. Paul say, why can't it happen? Keep it in.
Verse 18. Boast not against the branches.
Right, now this is the killer now. This is the killer. So Paul talking about grafting nations and the breaking away, the casting of them, emulating to my flesh, grafting them back in. And after all this, Paul sums it all up. And this is what Paul says. Give me verse, same chapter. Give me verse 26.
Romans 11, chapter 11, verse 26. And so all Israel shall be saved.
That's the key right there,
as it
man.
is written.
Key right there, man. So hold on. The breaking off, the casting away, the grafting in, all that was done. So what? All Israel can be saved. That's how you know we're talking about Israelites, man. Listen, if you're not sure what he's talking about, no sweat. What he should be sure of, Paul summed it all up. If I say, listen, man, I went to one baby mom's house and picked up 2 kids here, then I picked up another one there, then I went to his grandma, picked up. I did that so all my kids can come to my house, man.
Right.
All that was done so all my kids can come to my house. So the grafting away, the casting away, the emulating of the flesh, all that was done so all Israel can be saved, man. Letting you know, wild olive tree, the branch is broken off, the people grafted back into the tree, all of them are Israelites. All this was done so that all Israel can be saved, not just Judah, not just 3 tribes, but all 12 tribes. That's what it was done. That's the sum of the matter. Paul is wrapping the whole thing up, man. Come on. 26, Babu Shah, quickly.
And so all Israel shall be saved, as it is written. They shall come out of Zion, the deliverer, and shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob.
From who?
From Jacob.
Hold on. All this preaching to the Gentiles was done so that you can bring righteousness to Jacob.
That's right.
It was, so if you were teaching natural Gentiles, it would say, be teaching, say, read that part again. Read that one more time. It's killing me. Come on, one more time.
And so all Israel shall be saved.
Right, so all this is done so that Israel can be saved, so Israel can get salvation. We don't have to die no more by the hands of the police. Come on.
There shall come out of Zion the deliverer.
Listen, as it is written,
turn away.
Paul saying to brother, listen, these men can come back. You ain't read. It's written in the Bible, a deliverer shall come from Zion. It's even written in the Bible. So what are you arguing with me talking about, I can't teach these men? Why are you arguing with me talking about, I can't teach Gentiles, man? It's written in the Bible that a deliverer shall come out of Zion, not all nations, not from Edom, Ishmael, not from Amalek. A deliverer shall come from Zion. Come on.
And shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob.
And that's why we grafted them back in. We're getting off. We're bringing on God. We're bringing righteousness to Jacob, not to all nations.
That's right.
It was an analogy about all nations. It would say, as it was written, man, God knows everybody, man. See, that's what it did not say that. It said, as it is written in the Bible, like don't the Bible even say it? It's costing them. It's in the Bible. A deliverer shall come and deliver ungodliness from Jacob, man. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. It's right there in the scriptures, man. What want me to say?
So like,
you don't want to see it. You can't see it, man. That's what the New Testament is all about. Someone give me Ezekiel. Let me give you a precept for the grafting.
Like,
Go on.
Like I don't know the precept, Isaiah 49 and 5.
Hold that one, Babu Kishar. Hold that one. Hold that, Babu Kishar. Give me Ezekiel 37 and 6. This is the precept for grafting in. This is the precept. Remember, he grafted them into a tree and made them one tree. Read this.
Oh yeah, this one.
Book of Ezekiel 37 and verse 6. And I will lay sinews upon you.
16, Babu Kishar.
16, Salaki, sir. Ezekiel 37 and verse 16. Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel, his companions.
Right, so the Lord saying to, this is a prophecy. The Lord saying, Ezekiel, take a stick and write upon it Judah, Benjamin, Levi. What's the it's not a tree and a stick, the same thing. This is the same prophecy. What we read about in Romans, Ezekiel prophesied it happening. Right about now with 2 nations. One is the Jews, and one is the house of Israel, also known as the nation, also known as the Gentiles. And God said, take a stick, a stick, and write upon it for Judah and his companions, which will be what? Judah, Benjamin, Levi.
Sir. Then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel, his companions.
They get another stick and put Ephraim and the rest of the 10 tribes, 2 sticks, man. Come on.
Right.
And join them one to another into one stick. And join them one to another.
And graft them in, man. Join no longer are the two sticks grafted. That is to say, it's giving a different analogy. The Bible says the same thing over and over and over again, man. The Bible has a flow, has a rhythm. And when you read about two things becoming one, when you hear about a wild olive tree coming one with a natural olive tree, when you read about two sticks becoming one, when you hear about the Lord having two wives, he's always talking. When you hear about the prodigal son, about one that stayed and one wasted his goods and then came back and apologized to his father, he's always talking about Judah and Ephraim coming back together, man.
That's
Read
right.
that part again,
Kind of one kind. And join them one to another into one stick.
Join them into one stick. That's them being part of the root again, man. That's them taking hold of the darkness of the root, man. Coming back to the covenant, coming back to God, man. That's the flow of the Bible. It's always been that way, man. Come on.
And they shall become one in thine hand.
They shall become one in your hand. That's them being grafted in. That's them being one again, man. No longer is it Iraq from the Netherlands and me from UK, man. We are one. No longer is it blacks and Hispanics, man. We're just Israelites, man. No longer is it Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom. We're just one, man. That's what the Lord wants for us. Which one you got, Salak one?
Salakia, yeah, it was Isaiah 49:5.
Give me that.
Khan. And now says the Lord that formed thee from the womb to be his servant.
There you go. Talk about Isaiah. The Lord formed Isaiah from the womb to be his servant, man. A lot of you brothers don't even know it, man. You brothers think that a lot of you brothers are special, don't even know it, man. You feel that you're only here on this earth because your mom had sex with your dad. No, you're not, man. You're on this earth. God wanted you to be born. God had plans for you, man. God wanted you on them street corners blazing, man. But your mom was rocking you in her arms. Little did she know, she had a prophet in her arms, man. Little did she know, 20 years from now, that same child in the nappies is going to be on the street corners blazing, man, and raising up cities, man, and fixing families and getting black people off drugs, man. She had no idea, man. The Bible said I raised Isaiah from the womb to become a prophet. Isaiah ain't a product of sex. He's not a product of a man who's having fun. He's a product of God, man, to do the work of God. And you brothers don't even know that, man. You think about that before you think about leaving the truth, man. You think about that before you think about, I feel weak, man. Or following some woman out there into the world, man. You belong to God, man. God put you here, man. God got plans for you, man. God got work for you to do, man. Come on.
Khan. And now says the Lord that formed thee from the womb to be his servant, to bring Jacob again to him.
That's your job, to bring Jacob again to him, not all nations. Your job is to bring Jacob back, to get Jacob from stop sinning, serving the Lord again, to get Jacob to stop aborting them babies, man, to get Jacob to stop eating pork, to get Jacob to stop eating Christmas. That's your job, black, Hispanic, man, Native Indian, man. That's what God put you here to do, the womb, and before he was even born. You don't know it, man. So luck, yeah. The Lord sees everything. Imagine, yeah, you ever on Google Maps and seen the world, the earth, sorry, from a bird's eye view, the whole globe. You ever zoomed in to England? You ever zoomed in to Manchester? You ever zoomed into your house? That's what God did. Billions of people on the face of the earth, and the Lord said, I want him. Go zoom into your house, I want him. Billions of women on the face of the earth, the Lord said, I want her. You didn't have to choose us, man. We was chosen from the womb to be here, man. It's like black man, don't waste it, man. I say a lot of black people waste it, man. Just give it away, don't do it, man. You hold that sword. All right, 10 minutes left. So give me Luke 15:11 real quick.
So lucky, sir. Can I get a breakdown?
Yeah, sure.
On Hebrews 10 and 33.
10:33. Go on, read it when you got it.
What I want to break down on what the reproaches and afflictions would be in this chapter. It says, Come on, Hebrews.
Let me get there with you 2 seconds. 10:33, yeah?
Come on.
Go read that.
It says, partly whilst ye were made a gazing stock, both by reproaches and afflictions, and partly whilst ye became companions of them that were so used.
So you want to break down on that, yeah?
Yeah, on what the reproaches and the afflictions would be.
Oh God, let me one second. I think this chapter's talking about the sacrifices. 1 second. Bear with me. Second, 33. For if you sin willfully one of the law, so if you can sin, he that despised most of the law died without mercy. How much more so? You know. Friends belong to me. It's a fifth. Right, start from verse 30, I believe.
Start from verse 30. Come on. For we know him that hath said, vengeance belongeth unto me. I will recompense, saith the Lord. And again.
Right, so if you read a couple of verses above, it talks about how if any man despise Moses' law, you would die. And it goes, how much sore would you die for breaking Christ's law? Meaning Christians think that Moses' law was rough, but Christ's law has mercy, it's nice. The Bible, New Testament says otherwise. It said that you get a sorer punishment for breaking the Lord's law. You thought Moses' law was bad. You think that God, the Old Testament was bad. But Christ is even worse, saying that couple verses above. Go on, keep reading.
The Lord shall judge his people. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God.
There you go. And it goes on to say, listen, think you're worried about Moses. It's worse to break Christ's law. It's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of God. So therefore, let's keep his commandments. For all you Christians talking about the Old Testament was rough, but Christ is nice. It's saying different in the New Testament. It's saying that it's even worse to fall into the hands of God. You're worried about Moses stoning you. You better be careful what God can do to you.
Right,
You're worried about Moses stoning you. You better be careful when the Lord squeezes that heart, man. You better be careful when the Lord takes away them legs, man. You better be careful when you're driving that car on the motorway, man. You get running by a lorry, man. So it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of God. Don't worry about Moses. The Lord's worse. That's what he's saying. Come on.
Come on. But call to remembrance the former days.
There you go. Remember the former days, man. Don't think, oh man, that's the Old Testament. You better remember it, man. You better remember how sore that punishment was, and keep the laws, because the laws just as bad. Come on.
Right.
In which, after ye were illuminated, ye endured a great fight.
Right. Now, what's that talking about there?
So like the other one, is that like when you come into the truth?
There you go. Saying, don't sin. What you got? A lot of us come in the truth and we in here a long time and we start to get slack. It's supposed to say, no, man. Call to remind the days when you was illuminated. You ever heard of the Illuminati? Illuminati means what? It means to be given light. There was a day when we was in darkness. Then we came in the truth, we was given light to, okay, I see the truth now. I see what the Lord wants from me. Paul saying, we call to mind that day, man. A lot in the New Testament, I think Revelation talks about brothers that forgot their first love. Meaning in the truth a long time, then they forget how it was when they first got the truth. Paul saying the same thing here. Remember the day when you was illuminated. Keep going.
Come on, verse 33. Partly whilst ye were made a gazing stock.
Read verse 32 again.
Come on, verse 32. But call to remembrance the former days in which, after ye were illuminated, ye endured a great fight of affliction.
Oh man, whenever you feel weak in the moment, remember them days when you're fresh in the truth, man. You was fighting your grandma. Now grandma not serving Christmas, man. That's wrong. But remember them days, man. No, I can't beat them, John. Remember them days when you used to put up a good fight, man. You fought against work, fought against your wife, fought against some kids, man. Keep fighting, man. A lot of men do 10 years and say, oh man, Christ ain't back here, I'm leaving. Paul said, remember them days when you're fresh in the truth, man. Be just as young as, you're older now, but be just like how you was when you was fresh in the truth, man. When you used to fight and endure afflictions, people come against you, you had all the energy, still have it. Come on.
Partly whilst ye were made a gazing stock by both reproaches and afflictions.
There you go. Remember how you had that fire when you was first illuminated, when people used to laugh at you, you were a gazing stock, you was afflicted. Jobs will sack you because you're coming with your fringes. Your wife will leave you because she don't get no Valentine's Day gifts no more. You're a gazing stock. Look at him with his fringes, man. He's crazy. You're not crazy. Yeah, man. Hey, not coming out for Christmas. Yeah, it's crazy, man. I don't know what happened to him. He watched some black man on the internet and gone crazy now. That's you being a gazing stock. That's you being afflicted. That's your kids. I don't want my kids around them black people are racist, man. That's you being afflicted and being a gazing stock. That's what Paul's talking about.
And partly whilst ye became companions of them that were so used.
There you go. And you became companions of them that were so used. Who are them that are used? Anyone know?
If I could say.
Go on.
That's the pre-frame prophets. That's the ISUPK. So
there you go, man. But with the ones that are used. So hold that. Give me the. Oh man, what is it? Give me Second Chronicles 36 and 16, letting you know that the prophets are the ones that were used. You became companions of them that was in the truth. We're the ones that are used. We're the ones that people use and abuse us and don't treat us right and mock us. That's what it means. And you became companions with them same men. And that's why men hate you, man. But don't worry about it, man. You keep that fight. That's what Paul's saying here. Second
Chronicle, what you say, sir?
Second Chronicles 36 and 16.
It's like I said, if I could.
Come on.
Just before we move to so where it said the reproaches and afflictions, so that's how you get like you change your life and all of a sudden your grandma don't rock with you because you ain't turning up to Christmas no more. Like you reproach, you're disapproved by your family, by your job or whoever, and you get afflicted by them. That's the afflictions and reproaches and stuff.
Absolutely. And the UPK, it's a rough walk, man. Do you know, yeah, as a Muslim, you don't agree with Christianity, but you agree that Christ was born of a virgin birth, so you got some understanding with it. Or you're a black man, you're a Muslim, so you don't agree with Christian, but you use that black man and African are one. You can agree with somebody. In the UPK, we agree with nobody.
Right.
No, we're a black. We're a black group. So sometimes I see other black groups, and other black groups look at me like, yeah, we're a black group, man. We're one.
Right.
But like, you're African. We can't even get together with you.
Right.
We can't get together like Christians, Muslims. We are against, even if you take religion out of it and just put politicalism in there, we can't get down with you. We can't get down with nobody. We are by ourselves. The only companions we got is ourselves. We don't have no allies, man. A lot of people say, you know what? It's easy to be a Christian. Fighting against Christmas and birthdays. I could assist them, man. It's easier, man. I explain to my daughter why I can't do Christmas. My daughter's going to school and people think she's crazy. It's too much, man. That's why Christmas is easier. And for a man like that, you should live a life. And the great things that never come from easiness, man. England beat the Nazis, man. It didn't come by bowing down. It come by fighting, man. How you think we got internet right now on Microsoft and cameras? How you think we got it, man? My brother's studying. They can't play with their friends. They can't go take the wife on a date. They're too busy studying. And that's how great things happen in life.
Right.
You like football? How do you think England win the World Cup? By training? And likewise, black man, you're gonna lose some family. You're gonna lose some good friends, man. But we're gonna gain the kingdom, man. And that's how all great things come. All great things come by working hard. Come on.
Yeah. This is the book of Second Chron. Salakia. Shall I read it?
Yeah, please.
This is the book of Second Chronicle, chapter 36 and verse 16. But they mocked the messenger of God and despised his word.
There you go. He's talking about ancient times. They mocked the message of God. I ain't doing that. Shut up. I'm celebrating Christmas. Mocked us, threw God's word behind them. Come on.
And misuse his prophets and misuse his prophets.
And they misuse his prophets. I go back to where you were in Hebrews.
Khan, Hebrews chapter 10, verse 34. For ye had 33.
Come on.
Partly whilst ye were made a gazing stock, both by reproaches and afflictions, and partly whilst ye became companions of them that were so used.
There you go. We're the ones that are used, man. We're the ones that are misused, and we're the ones that are used by God as well. How everyone is split. People, they use us, man. Try to anyway. I see people say, yo, you know what I mean? They use us for food, but don't want to come into school. Use us for money and finances and protection, but don't want to come into school. And we're also the ones used by the Lord as well. And because you became companions with us, that's why your life's so hard, man. That Paul saying here. If that answers your question,
Right.
how about you?
Go on, it does. The water.
Give me some more. Give me if I keep going. So the whole chapter talking about fighting, and remember when you first come in the truth. Don't get weak. You know, you're friends with brothers in the truth now, and keep enjoying affliction, man. Don't get weak, man. That's what it's talking about. Come on.
Come on, verse 34. For ye had compassion of me in my bonds, and took joyfully the spoilings of your goods.
There you go. And Paul saying, you got compassion on me, my bonds. The bond to be bound means the laptop, man. When times are down, my brother's got compassion on me, man. Come on.
Knowing in yourselves that ye have in heaven a better and an enduring substance.
There you go. Even though he in bonds right now, times are hard, you know, for keep pushing, man. I'm keep pushing. So the Lord got a kingdom for me, man. I'm pushing. People feeling crazy now. They laugh at me now. But listen, I'm going to get the kingdom of heaven, man. Come on.
If I could, sir.
Go on.
Just in this where it said, so he said, you had compassion of me and my bonds, and took joyfully the spoiling of your goods. What does he mean by does that mean like brother supported him, or you know, he might have shared with him while he said he was in his bonds?
So one more time, please. I can't hear. One more time, please.
It says, it said, "For ye had have compassion on me in my bonds, and took joyfully the spoiling of your goods." Is that like if like the prophets might have supported him, or you know, like gave things to him to support him, where it says, "Took joyfully the spoiling of your goods"?
The precept for this is, I'll quote it for you. You can get it in your own time. It says, "When thou come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation." And I think the next verse says, paraphrasing, "Be glad when bad things happen to you." I'm paraphrasing there. Paul's quoting that. So Paul's saying, "The goods are taken from you." You know what I mean? Times are. Someone get that real quick. We go over 5 minutes. There's a part where it says, take it cheerfully, something like that. Paul's quoting that. So when he goes, when Paul says what? When Paul says, yeah, he goes, "And took joyfully the spoiling of your goods." I mean, things are rough, man. You're paying up oppressive tax, you're being robbed here, and cost of living's gone up. You take it joyfully, go, you know what? It's nothing, man. I got the kingdom coming. That Paul's saying the same thing that's said in Ecclesiasticus.
And that's James 1:1, or is it?
It's not James 1:1, it's Ecclesiasticus about my son, when thou comes to the Lord.
Oh, all right, that one. Okay.
Right, it's Ecclesiasticus 2:1. Both of these chapters are talking about fighting. Both of them are talking about fighting. So that's why they're saying the same thing. Give me read that, Baba Kushar. You got it in the Apocrypha, Ecclesiasticus 2:1.
Book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 2. Chapter 2 and verse 1. "My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation."
Same thing Paul's saying. Times are rough. Prepare your soul for temptation. Keep fighting. Come on.
"Set thy heart aright and constantly endure."
Keep fighting. Come on.
"And make not haste in time of trouble."
And don't run away when times are hard. Don't leave the truth, man. Come on, my job and my don't run, man. Keep fighting. Come on.
"Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end."
You go and cleave unto the Most High. Hold on to God, man. And everything that you lost, you'll get it back. You better read about Job. The Bible goes, you'll be increased at the last end. What you lost, you'll get back. Come
on. "Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully."
That's the precept right there. Paul said the same exact thing. Paul said what? Take joyfully. Here it says take cheerfully. What's brought upon you? Say, boy, I must be doing something right. So I do. Whenever I feel bad, I say, boy, Satan's onto me, man. Listen, I must be a threat, man. Trying to stop me from raising these camps up, man. Trying to stop me from taking England, man. And I go harder, man. Listen, man. You said the worst thing you can do to me is badness, because I'll get stronger in the truth. Something bad happened to me, but whenever I see a debt, I'm like, yeah, that's 2 more camps. I feel sorry for you, you brothers better hope I don't have no debt. Or no, you brothers better hope nothing bad happens to me. Because anything bad happens to me, the more work you brothers are doing, man. So luck, yeah. You're gonna be holding one man camps, but you're gonna be reading one man. You're gonna be listen, to that point, you're gonna be reading here in Manchester, holding Shema, holding Shema, reading and speaking, plugging the microphone all by yourself, man. That's what we get down in the UPK. When hard times happen, we go harder, man. To show Satan that listen, the worst thing you can do is come against us. Anyway, that's the class. I have to priest and prophet. Radar, call the sweet Baba Kushar.
Copy up.
So lucky, you gotta end the stream for me, right? I don't have access.
Men of Israel, Magium. Magium Shabbat. Magium. Barak. How about you? Brother Matar. Saga Sister Kai Salute. Magium. Magium Shabbat. Magium. Barak. Yahweh Shema. Brother Matar. Dismissed.
Shalom,
Gosh.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West.